Welcome to the Everyday is Saturday podcast, the #1 motivation show on the planet.
No more Mondays for you. It's time to make every day Saturday. Boom!
This is the podcast where we help you to accept who you are, not where you are.
On the roller coaster of life, you know we only sit in the front seat, champion. So make sure you are fastened and tight. Let's go!
Tired of feeling run down all the time during the week? We can help you make every day feel like it's a Saturday.
Let's go. Pack your bags. It's time to leave Averageville.
Introducing the man who thinks abnormal stands for above normal.
When you're on fire, people will travel from miles around to watch you burn, baby. We are fired up.
The host of the Everyday is Saturday show, Sam Crowley.
Hello, champion. Welcome back to the Everyday Saturday podcast. Great to have you on the show, or with me on the show, I guess I should say. Hey, let's dive right in. If I asked a stupid question, would you be so kind to answer it for me? And the question goes something like this. If you were counting from 1 to 10, could you get there without adding in 2 through 9? I know, that's such a dumb question. Why would I even ask that? Well, we overcomplicate so many things. We want to go from 0 to 10 in our business, whatever that looks like. I'll just talk about business because I train people on how to earn income by building their own $1 million message. And people get really caught up in tech, for example. You know, I need a website. I need this widget. I need to be there. I need to do this. Well, how about we just get from 0 to 1? Shall we? Let's just get from where we are right now, which is at 0, to 1. It's not 10, but you wouldn't expect to get to 10 right away, would you? But what's preventing a lot of people even from just getting that first taste of success? Let's say in the business I'm in, getting that first paying client. You know, if you're somebody that sells coaching, consulting, things like that, what's preventing you from getting that first client? Well, nobody knows about me. Well, have you told them? Have you been aggressive? Not, what's the word I'm looking? Not obnoxious, but I tell people all the time, book a call. Go to launchmymovement.com. Let's talk about your dream. Let us help you build your $1 million message. And I'll share a real life story. We have found and discovered, only because I've been doing this forever, but we discovered that there is a need for people who don't necessarily want to come into our 90-day mastermind group, but they would like us to simply work with them to get this podcast off the ground. Just get it launched. Sam, can I use you and your team? And you can launch this podcast. Absolutely. That's a brand new service that we just launched literally last week. You have a call with our director of operations, Katie, making sure there's a good fit there. She goes over the entire program. Could not be any easier. It's a perfect gateway into working with us where you don't need to invest a ton of money. You're not really ready for that accountability. You're not ready for all. You just want to get to first base. All right. And so there's an opportunity there. But, we didn't just come out of the gates with that. It came over literally hundreds, if not over 1,000 Zoom calls with people like, hey, man, I'm not really ready for the 90-day mastermind, but I want to get my product out or my message out there, my podcast launch. Great. We'll do it for you. All right. Works well. So there's a 0 to 1 step for somebody who wants to get this audience built. But so many people, they're like, well, I got to get a website. And, I'm having somebody build my website. Why do you need a website? Now, I know it's 2023, almost 2024. I'm not saying that you shouldn't have one, but I'm asking a question. Why do you think you need one? Because my answer might be different. Do I think that you should have your domain out there for anybody who may Google you to see that you're actually a real human and you exist? 100%. Do I think it needs to rival something that Apple would build? Not even close, man. Sales first, marketing second. What does that mean? Sales first, marketing second. It means, have you even tested an offer? Have you even asked anybody, if I built this system, this method, this service, this course, would you be interested? Because and this is one of the biggest mistakes out there in the online world, is people will go build out an elaborate course and they don't even know if anybody wants to buy it. That is an incredible time vampire. Think of all the time invested in creating video lessons or PDFs and all of these modules. And we're talking about days and weeks, if not months of your time that you're putting into building something like this out, this huge infrastructure. It's going to look amazing, but nobody buys it. I mean, if nobody buys it, isn't the name of the game to earn income with whatever it is that you're going to be investing your time in? Of course that is. So why wouldn't you validate the offer first? Why wouldn't you ask 5 to 10 people on your Facebook page or somewhere where you post online, hey, and oh, by the way, it's something that you're really passionate about because you've been talking about it. See, a lot of people are afraid to put themselves out there, and I get it, man. I was that way too. All right, our Aunt Edna's out there, our Uncle Bobby, and people that you work with are looking at your page, but are they even really? I mean, yeah, they might see one post, but do they even care after that? The answer is no, they don't. Most people spend their entire life obsessing what other people think about them to go to their grave to find out that nobody was ever paying attention anyway. You know, so that's not happening. Let me help you out if that's something that you might be struggling with, like I used to. I figured out nobody cares. You know who I'm talking to anyway? I'm talking to the person who's 3 feet from the cup. What's that mean? It's a golf term. Shocker. You got something 3 feet from the cup. You just kick it in. It's right there. It's near the bullseye. It's right there. Just boom, put it in. Instead we want to go out there and market to people that are 200 yards away from the green, not even near the cup, and we want to try to convince them. Stop trying to convince them. There's people right now following you, all right, that will absolutely pay you to help them if you would simply ask, and that doesn't require a website. Some of the most successful marketers I know, they don't even have a website that they've updated in the last 5 years. I'll give you an example. A guy I know of, and I've had a couple conversations with, Russ Ruffino, does, I don't even know, 50, 70 million bucks in business. Some ridiculously high number. I went to his site right before this podcast just to see if I was right, and I was. I saw the last post on his site was from 2018. That's 5, almost 6 years ago. Okay? This guy's doing ungodly amounts of revenue. What's he do? He puts I think in Russ's case, he runs a bunch of Facebook ads to one webinar. That's all he does. That's all he does. Nobody goes, they might go to his website, and there's a picture of him there. Hey, he says, hi, I'm Russ. That's literally his website. Hi, I'm Russ. And my website, I did update it this year for the first time. Not a big update. Changed the homepage at everydayissaturday.com. Hadn't touched the thing in probably 6, 7, maybe 8 years. Don't care. Don't give it much energy. We put a store up there now, so you can buy some Everyday Saturday merch. Yes, that's something we'll be promoting in the future as well. But I don't care. It's not like I use this podcast to speak to the person who is 3 feet from the cup. The person who's like, I know I've got a message. I don't quite know how to frame it. I'm not quite sure what the pillars of this message are. I need help with that. And then I want to launch it. And I don't want to wait to launch it. I want to launch it in the next 30 days. That's our ideal client. That is the person I'm talking to on this podcast when I say, hey, go to launchmymovement.com and book a call. That's the person I'm speaking to. I'm not there to convince somebody. And I tell them that on the call. What's your desire on a scale of 1 to 10 to launch your podcast in the next 30 days? If it's not a 9 or higher, then we just end the call. Because I'm not going to convince them. That has to be something that stirs you up inside. You got to be like, yeah, I've got a message. I want to share it. Think about in your situation, whatever you teach people to do. Remember, everybody has a story to share and a lesson to teach. What is it? What is it that you would love to teach people how to do? Fly fishing, tennis, maybe improving their credit, how to build a shed. There's a million different things, and people want to pay you for that. Why? Because they're buying their time. They don't want to go on Google and spend 6 months trying to figure it out and then do it wrong. They would love to pay you for your coaching, your consulting, your courses. But have you even asked them? Or are you busy trying to post on every social media platform under the sun, create a website that nobody even sees, or are you laser focused on one singular offer, one singular pain point, and make sure that you drive somebody to the same place every single time you talk about it? I have had the same call to action since I can even remember doing this podcast. It is to book a call. Allow me to help you create your $1 million message. That's always been the call to action. And I have people as recently as last week show up on my calendar that's been listening to my podcast for over 10 years. It took them 10 years. Now that's great. I know they're ready. You know, some people it takes 10 minutes. Others it's 10 days. I don't know. You don't know. But what I do know is that they'll never show up if you aren't consistent, persistent, and super passionate about something that you're already excited about. Like, this shouldn't be something somebody have to, hey, why don't you get excited about teaching somebody how to build a YouTube channel? No, you should already have your own YouTube channel, love recording video, editing, and teaching other people the very simple steps on how to do that, okay? But from getting to 0 to 10, you'll get to 10 eventually. Russ, the guy I use as an example, he's at a 10. He's probably higher than that. He's probably a 12 on a 1 to 10. He's absolutely crushing it. And I'm happy for people that do those things, because with that comes a lot of judgment. You get your fair share of hate online. I'm sure there's a lot of negative reviews about Russ out there. I respect the hustle. Why? Because he's never wavered in what he is committed to teaching people, okay? So put yourself in that situation. We all had to start at 0. All right. Now, the reason some people were able to get through 0 and then 1 and step 2 and 3 and on a success ladder 4 and 5 and 6 is because they got from 0 to 1. All right. Don't agonize over the tech stuff. Don't create problems that aren't there. Validate the offer. Let people know what you do. Sell the offer before you ever build the course. Those are very simple concepts. They're counterintuitive because most people want to go build a course, and that is the wrong thing to do. You want to sell first. Remember, sales first, marketing second. Then when you know there's a demand there, maybe you got 5, 7, 8 people that want to buy your course, then go build it and bring them into your community. Sell it ahead of time. Allow them to go on the journey with you while you're building it. You know, they're on module 1, you're building module 2. They're on module 2, you're building module 3. And go that route. I promise you it is such an easier way to earn income doing what you love to do. All right? So I hope that sowed a seed in good soil for you today. All right? And I hope it blessed you. Share it with somebody that needs to hear it. And once again, when you're ready to launch your $1 million message, we have the new 30-day program. You're in day 1, you're out day 30. Your message is live all around the world. Book a call. Let's do it. LaunchMyMovement.com. All right, let's go. Have the best day ever. And that's a wrap. Another Every Day is Saturday podcast in the books. Thanks so much for listening. Would you do your boy a favor? Would you get on iTunes or wherever you listen to the Every Day Saturday podcast and leave a rating for the show? It helps amazing people like you find the show faster. And that's what I'm looking for, amazing people like you. Hey, I'm always hanging out on the interwebs. You can check me out on Instagram at EverydayIsSaturday. Let me know you're listening to the show. Love hearing from fans of the Everyday Saturday podcast. And one last thing, when you're ready to launch, get on my calendar, go to launchwithsam.com. You and I are going to work together to set rocket fuel to your dream. Are you ready? Let's do it. I'll see you on the next Every Day is Saturday podcast.